Hey, what's up, bookworms? It's the final day of the biannual Bibliothon, and today's challenge was the Fictional Mash Challenge. I took the game Mash and I just extended it completely to come up with basically a whole series. So I started out with a single game of Mash, and then for each answer I came up with 3 more categories and played Mash within those categories to get even more specific. So let's go ahead and watch my process. super fun. And so I'm going to go over what the results were. So first off, the results are that it's a 6-book series, so nice and long. My character lives in a house. It's a Victorian classic house in the middle of New York City, which is a pretty interesting setup. And I am roommates with my best friend. My significant other is Mehmed from And I Darken by Kirsten White. And we have kind of an awkward flirtation at the beginning, but everyone can tell that we're madly in love. But we just don't see each other enough so we haven't really become a couple yet. The world is the same world as in the book. They both die at the end. So we have death cast. We are notified within a 24-hour period of when we're going to die. And in this story, Mehmed gets the alert. We decide that we want to try and beat the odds. And then the twist is that it turns out that the alert was sent to the wrong person. The trope that my character follows is that I am the ugly, beautiful girl. You know, the girl that thinks she's super ugly but is actually absolutely gorgeous. Basically, my character thinks that she looks too simple and that her eyes are too wide apart. But Mehmed makes her feel super beautiful. An interesting turn of events is that I am a shadowhunter who is also able to cast spells, kind of like a witch or wizard. So for that category, I came up with that both of my parents are half shadowhunter, half warlock, and I am just like them, half and half. I'm very talented with my shadowhunter abilities and my magical wizard warlock abilities, but I just want to be a normal person. My main plot is that I'm on a journey to love, but it's not a super long journey because Mehmed and I kiss within the first 40 pages. Which actually that was inspired by our group book WHOlE. So minor spoiler there, but it's within the first 40 pages, so not too much of a spoiler. So we kiss within the first 40 pages, but problems arise when I find out that my best friend and roommate is also in love with Mehmed. The plot twist of my story is that I am betrayed. Originally it was betrayed by someone I saved, but none of my other plot points really backed up the someone I saved part, so I just kind of cut it off at I am betrayed. So the answer of who betrays me is that my roommate ends up kissing Mehmed, and I guess we end up battling, and I die tragically in a way that leaves the reader sobbing and completely shattered. So talk about being dramatic over guys. I mean, for us before guys, girls. So I also used the game of MASH to come up with the names of all the books from my series. As you saw, I kind of did 4 pretty typical setups of how titles are sometimes made, and then I made a list of general categories of words, and I narrowed them down. So here are the final titles. Book 1 is The Flame of the Living. Book 2, The Fight of the Stream. Book 3, The Call of the Beauty. Book 4, The Passion of the Dying. Book 5, The Loss of the Man. And finally, Book 6, The Flight of the Girl. So the way I kind of figured the story probably works is that in Book 1, The Flame of the Living, we see Mehmed and my character, who I'm just going to call Nikki because that's my name. Mehmed and Nikki, they have their awkward flirtation for about 35-36 pages. Page 40, they kiss, and from then on it's just this epic love story. And at the end of Book 1, we have a cliffhanger where Mehmed gets the Deathcast alert. Probably throughout the whole book, we're getting a setup for this world about Deathcast. Probably seeing some more distant characters getting the alert and dying, so we understand the gravity of the situation and we know that it's never wrong. And then Book 1, cliffhanger, Mehmed gets the alert. Book 2, the fight of the stream, I'm seeing probably Mehmed and Nikki spend the whole time trying to figure out how they can defeat the odds and deciding that they are going to make sure that he does not die with that alert. We'll probably be introduced to the conflict with Nikki's roommates liking Mehmed and having feelings for him, but I don't think it will get to the betrayal quite yet. Book 3, The Call of the Beauty, I'm guessing this is when we find out that the alert has gone to the wrong person and that Mehmed will not be dying. But I feel that tensions will start to rise between Nikki and her roommate and best friend when she finds out that the best friend has feelings. Probably we'll start to see maybe some issues with Mehmed and Nikki. Maybe some loss of trust because of the best friend. And maybe some suggestions of flirtation between Mehmed and Nikki's best friend. Book 4, The Passion of the Dying. This is where I think we'll probably see the betrayal happen. Nikki's best friend will kiss Mehmed. We'll see some anger and loss of friendship. Book 5, some kind of new conflict arises. Maybe some issues with her identity as a shadowhunter wizard mix. Who knows? Maybe Mehmed will start to think that she's maybe a freak, or she will be betrayed. There's one little storyline that was in my mashkin I kind of want to pull into my whole big story, which is that Nikki's best friend is actually a witch hunter or is a warlock and finds Nikki